Hello everyone and welcome to Rogue Legacy. If you don't know what this game is, it's a progression-based roguelike game featuring a randomized dungeon and randomized character abilities for run. With that said, let's get started by first starting over. My duties are to my family. But I am loyal only to myself. Going to refrain from breaking everything in the tutorial because I don't get to. But normally I'd be smashing everything in sight. Looks like we're gonna have to slay the king. Lights out, Kingy. And that's the tutorial completed. Time for us to start our legacy. So we are Sir Lee, class Knight. "100% base stats, 100 health, 100 mana, 0 armor, 0 weight, 25 strength, 25 intelligence, 0 crit, 150 crit damage." So, started. Into the castle we go. So every time you go into the castle, it gets rebuilt again. And basically what you want to do is you want to try and collect as much gold as physically possible in a run of the castle. Journal entry number 1. Treason! Assassin has wounded my father, the king. To bring order back to the kingdom, he has sent my siblings and I on a quest to save him. Together we will venture into the cursed woods and enter Castle Hamson. This cursed castle has stood on the edge of the woods since time immemorial, but rumors say that within it dwells an item which can cure any ailment. Tonight I will get a head start over my brothers and sisters and set forth on my quest while they lay asleep. To fail this quest would be an embarrassment to my name. Yes. Real quick. This is the vastly simplified map of the castle. It has 4 areas. There's the castle, which is the main starting area. As you can see, it's got 1 square to denote its difficulty. Then to the east we have the forest, which its difficulty is noted as 2 squares, as it is harder than the castle. North we have the tower, which is more difficult than the forest, with 3 squares. And lastly, there is the dungeon, which has 4 squares, as it is the most difficult area of the game. And each one of these 4 areas features a different boss, which are denoted on this door. And all 4 of them must be defeated in order to get to the final boss. So, let's go back to our spring cleaning. Now, an interesting thing that I've done is that you can add names of characters to the game, so I've actually removed some of the base ones and added the names of some of my friends' gamer tags. So we should see those pop up occasionally. I will say I am not bad at this game, but I am not what one would call good at this game. Oh no. Okay, good. This one's not an enemy. This particular unique spawn room has the possibility that this is a possessed painting. But otherwise, it's just a story based on games that the developers have made. So let's read this. Villainous. Development time 3 months. Release date April 15th, 2011. Villainous was one of the more risky endeavors we undertook from the developers. The initial concept was a reverse tower defense, which sounded like it could be a good idea, but we had a hard time converting what could to wood. Most people who have played the game thinks the process was an obvious one, but lots of stress and arguments were involved in this project. The entire idea was scrapped 3 or 4 times before we settled on its final version. It is ironic, then, that to date, Villainous is far and away one of our most successful titles. It was also the most painful. Hey, these are Doomvises. They're possessed paintings. Ah, crap, I ran into one. So here it shows us all the enemies that we managed to defeat, and it tells us what we were slain by, and it gives us our character's final words. Sky runes let you fly by pressing S while in the air. Now we press enter to move on. So now we start completely over. But first we pick our heir. Real quick, let's just show that our starting is Johannes the Legendary Knight. We were just Sir Lee the Stout Knight. We will be... Whenever we die, our description will be based on how well we did when we were alive. So we were the Stout because we did reasonably well. So first we have Lady Teresa, who is a barbarian, a walking tank. This hero can take a beating. She's a hypochondriac and she has Alzheimer's. Hypochondriac is you tend to exaggerate, and Alzheimer's you have trouble remembering where you are. The spell that she has is Dagger, which fires a dagger directly in front of you. Hypochondriac causes you to, whenever you take damage, you over-exaggerate how much damage you take. So what would normally hit you for 20 now hits you for 10,000, and but it's only represented on your health as how much you'd normally take. And Alzheimer's prevents you from being able to see the map. Sir Hornsby the Knave, a risky hero, low stats but can land devastating critical strikes. Coprolalia is you tend to swear when you get hit. Let's see. In Savant, you're very talented with a few issues. Savant causes you, every time you use your spell, it changes it to a different one. Which has its pluses and minuses. The spell is Chakram. Throws a Chakram, which comes back to you. The Chakram will go out so far away from you and then come back, but if you jump over it, it'll continue flying in the opposite direction that you threw it in indefinitely or until it hits something. Then we have Lady Henrietta the Knave. She has Electorophobia, which means chickens freak you out. And what that means is that whenever you get a drumstick, which would normally restore your health, it becomes a running roasted chicken that can harm you. And the spell that she has is the Axe, which throws a giant axe in an arc. We are gonna take Lady Teresa the Barbarian because barbarians are very useful early on in the game, because they have more health than normal units. So we're going to unlock the smithy. The blacksmith can build the finest equipment in the world, turning you into a veritable virtuous, violent villain vaporizer. Gathering blueprints will give him an even wider array of assorted armaments for your armory. We're going to increase our health, so we have plus 10 health. And we're going to upgrade the knight. Class upgraded. Promote your knights into paladins. Through rigorous training, paladins have learned how to block blows from any direction. I'll go into more detail of how each class works and when they're upgraded when we select them. So right now we only have the option to increase our carry weight That will allow us to equip better armors. And every upgrade that you unlock for the first time modifies your manner. And this is how the progression takes place in this game, is that every time you die, however much gold you earned while you were in the castle with the last character that you played as, you get to use to build up your manner. And then make yourself stronger moving forward. Each time, additionally, every one thing that you spend in the manor increases your level, which is why we are now level 4, as opposed to level 0 when we started. So this is the blacksmith. Welcome, hero. Maybe you can help me. I used to be the greatest blacksmith in all the lands. But one day, the monsters of this castle attacked my smithy and stole all my blueprints. Without those blueprints, I can only make cutlery and stuff. Please bring back any blueprints you find, and I can build the most amazing equipment ever. Ever. At a price, of course. So this is another way of increasing our abilities more directly. It increases our armor rating, and certain sets of armor apply special effects. So right now we have access to the Squire Sword, which increases our damage, the Squire Helmet, which increases our health and mana, and the Squire Limbs, which increase our magic. The rest of the blueprints we have to find ourselves. So now we meet Garon. Garon? I forget how his name is pronounced. One must pay the toll. Give Charon all your money and enter the castle. We don't really have any other choice. So the trick here as to why you gain as much money as you can per life is because you have to give it all away to Charon to get back into the castle. So what you do is you spend as much as you can in the on your manor and in the blacksmith and stuff, and then you go back in after you've spent. The castle does get rebuilt with every new heir. And we have Alzheimer's, so we can't see the map. I forgot we picked that. There's our exaggeration in work. I'm pretty sure we just took about 2,000 damage. But as you can see more realistically, we only took 20. The game has many funny, harmless traits like that in it. Some traits have their advantages, other ones disadvantages, but they are all entertaining. Some of them, however, are a bit system intensive. Luckily, this system can handle the game a lot better than the first time I played it. Projectiles that are off screen are identified by that marker that you just saw. Taking a lot of damage, and we get the mini map when we have Alzheimer's, but we do not get the full map. The Alzheimer's heirs tend to be a poor choice for large exploration. Now, right now we have the dagger spell, which works like this. Barbarians have reduced MP pools and magic damage. So they're not the best for spells, but you should still not ignore using them. This particular special room holds a different spell than the one that you currently have. But we are fine with the dagger, which we now no longer use. Ow, why didn't you die in one hit? Ah, I forgot we also don't hit as hard. Lady Teresa has been slain by a Grey Knight. Her last words were, "Purchasing equipment is cheaper and more flexible than raising your base stats." So that's not presently true, because it's actually cheaper to enhance our manor than it is to purchase any one piece of equipment from the smithy. but it will be true later. So Lady Teresa was the stout barbarian. So now our options are Lady Isolde, who is a paladin, your standard hero, pretty good at everything. Special is Guardian's Shield. She has Capralia, which means she curses a lot, and she's a savant, which means her spells change. The spell she has is Scythe, which sends two sides out at different angles in front of you. Sergan's the barbarian, who has Vertigo, welcome to Barfsville, and Alzheimer's. Vertigo flips everything upside down. We're going to try and avoid Vertigo. And then Sir Scorpio the Knave, who has OCD, must clear house, break stuff to restore MP. So all of the barrels and statues and light fixtures that we were breaking, we'd get MP for breaking them. Dwarfism, you never get to ride roller coasters. Dwarfism actually allows you to reach special hidden areas that you wouldn't otherwise be able to with a normal-sized character. But knaves have really low HP, so we're going to go with Lady Isolde. And we are going to unlock the Enchantress. The Enchantress can empower your body with magical runes, making you better, stronger, faster, jumpier. Find runes to increase her repertoire of body-modifying talents. Her crystal ball is just for show. And then we're going to unlock the Architect. The Architect can lock a castle down and prevent it from changing. Like the new layout of a castle? Lock it down! Just make sure you can afford his fees. And with that, we can't afford anything. Also, this training dummy is here to see how much damage you do with different abilities. So here's Savant in action, changing the spell that we have. Additionally, this dummy's really rude, and his name changes every time you hit him. Dost thou even lift? I'm pretty sure it should be dost thou even hoist, if I'm remembering the joke properly. Hello, hero. Could I borrow your ear for a moment? I'm in need of your help. I used to be a very powerful enchantress, but one day the monsters of this castle invaded my dream and stole my knowledge. They encased that knowledge in runes, and without those runes, I suck at my job. Please, hero, if you find any runes, bring them back to me, and then I'll sell it back to you at a profit. So, runes give you various different abilities depending on which rune is equipped. The runes for your sword, helmet, body, limbs, and cape are all the same variety, you just can add more of one type to them. The examples are the sprint rune, which gives you the ability to dash short distances backwards and forwards. Another one is the vault rune, which lets you jump more times in midair, and then there's a few more examples like ones that make enemies weaker, other things like that. And this is the Architect. Greetings, boy! Actually, I think you'll find from the bow on my head I'm a girl. But I'll let this one slide for now. Want to know a cool fact? I'm crazy! This lever here? With a simple pull, I can prevent the castle from changing. This way you can go through exactly what your ancestors went through. Impressed? You should be. How did I build this fantastic contraption? With science, of course. And magic. Mostly magic. But my skills aren't free. If I lock this castle, I will take 40% of all the gold you earn. Do you want to lock the castle and get only 60% gold? No. So, the Architect is useful for situations where you went through the castle one time and let's say you couldn't get what's called a fairy chest, which hold runes, because you failed the challenge. You get another go at it. And it's just a way to prevent the castle from resetting itself. Anything that you have already collected will remain collected, but anything that you were unable to get, you are able to go and collect again, but you will get less of it. So let's say a chest had 200 gold in it. Now it will have 120 gold in it because of the because of the alchemist's fee. Let's give all our money to Charon and go in. Another useful tool for the architect, alchemist. Oh god. Oh god. Nope. Noping out right now. Ah yes, this shield is special abilities for different classes are used with the A button. So if I hold A as a paladin, I can block with my shield. Additionally, if I hold down and I press A, I can turn into an invincible statue that consumes mana over time. Ooh, we're not going to live for very long, guys. Oh, bad guys everywhere. I literally can't complete that fairy chest right now because I don't have any dash runes. Ah! Okay, this is a special room that features a healing fountain. It restores HP and MP by a certain amount. Ah, sweet food. Ah, here is the gateway to another part of the castle. Gateways to other parts of the castle always have a teleporter. And feature statues that give healing items and mana restoring items. We have just saved this run. Ow. Ah, that's right, I forgot we were a savant. Ah! Lady Isolde has been slain by a Chairite. And because she has Capralia, her parting words were just a string of curses. Let's see how she will be remembered. Lady Isolde, the determined paladin. We'll go for one more air because I've spent so much of this episode explaining things. So we have Lady Blair, the paladin, who's a hypochondriac and is gay. Gay just determines who. I think it affects the ending somehow. I can't remember. Otherwise, it has no effects. Sir Judson, the barbarian, who has dextrocardia and is very flexible. I forget what flexible does, but I know dextrocardia does flip your MP and HP pools. So since he's a barbarian and he has dextrocardia, it means he'll have a lot of MP but almost no HP. Lady Charlotte, the paladin, who has no traits. Oh, it was demonstrated earlier, but the blade wall puts a giant sword out in front of you that does constant damage to things that come into contact with it. I think we're gonna go with Lady Charlotte for this one. We barely made any money, but we might as well spend it on something, so let's increase the MP pool. The castle wasn't great, so we won't lock it down. I am having really bad luck with these castle spawns. Seriously? Ow! Well then. We're gonna have another crappy run at this rate. Ah, shoot, there's a hole right there. It's one of those dwarf holes that means that projectiles can fly through it too. Lady Charlotte has been slain by a guard box. Her parting words were press tab to open the map. That'll call it for this episode of Rogue Legacy. If you like what you saw today, be sure to leave a like on the video. If you have any advice for me in this game or in general, please feel free to leave a comment. And if you want to support my other content, be sure to subscribe. I will have plenty of other things to show as time progresses. I will thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time.